Hello and welcome students to economic classes of class 10th. Today we are going to start economics with a very interesting chapter, that is development, and in that chapter we will discuss about goals of development for various type of people of nation. Then we will see about national development and what is the concept of this particular type of government. Then we will discuss about various measuring rod of government to compare of different nation. We will also discuss about human development and different types of instrument by which we can measure development. And at last we will discuss about sustainable development. So let's start this chapter and we will discuss about very first and foremost important topic, that is meaning of development. So when we talk about meaning of development, it is the process in which something grows and becomes more mature and advanced, and such type of growth, if we see all around us in different sector, we can see that yes, development is it in real sense. These days at many places we see many people discussing about development, that this happened under the development, that happened, this government is ensuring the concept of development, securing us. So whenever we discuss about development, in common sense it means something which happens in terms of progress around us in different areas, different sector, can be termed in terms of development in simple sense. And just to discuss this very important topic, economics have developed a very important branch just to discuss development only, which is called development economics, which focus on improving the economics of developing country, how to achieve the target of development with the help of several development models. And development economics considered how to promote economic growth in such country by improving factors like health, education and working conditions, because at once if our citizens are healthy, sound and ready to work with their full strength, of course we will achieve the target of development without any doubt. Then regarding development, there is a need of several domestic and international policies and market conditions, and this part of economics examine both macroeconomics and microeconomic factors relating to the structure of a developing economy. Now you might be thinking, what is micro and macroeconomics? So microeconomics discuss individual part of production unit, individual policy making process, and macroeconomics relates to aggregate, in which the policy related to group, related to nation and different type of policy related to nation concern are taken into consideration in macroeconomics. You will be studying about this micro and macroeconomics in coming classes in detail. So this particular part of economics specially is designed to discuss about the concept of development and its various types. Moving ahead and talking about different people, different goals regarding development. So when we talk about development, it is not equal for each and every person. For a very poor people, the meaning of development means he must have the basic requirement of fooding, lodging, etc., and that is only a kind of development for that person. So when we talk about a rich person, the person may be having different types of development. So what may be development for one may not be a development for others as well. It may be destructive for others also. So we can't say that developmental targets are always same for each and everyone. They are the subject of change. We will see some example here. For example, category of person, that is landless rural laborer. What should be the developmental goal for that person? That person is having in terms of desirable developmental target, that is more days or work, better wages, and economic and social equality. This is only the much needed target under the development target under the concept of development for a landless rural laborer who is passing his time under a very critical condition, very miserable condition. On the other hand, when we talk about a rich person, for a rich person, developmental goals are entirely different. A rich person wants highly family income, better education for their children, and their hope to get settled in any other foreign country for better lifestyle, better standard of living. So just these two examples are enough to show that how development targets are different for different people. Now we will see about national development. So under that national development, we will see different person could have different as well as conflicting notions of a country development. In the process of national development, heavy industry is set up, or we can say that all-round development of nation. So when we talk about national development, it is not all about the development industry only. It is not only about the development in infrastructure only. It is not all about the development in education only. Nation development can be termed when we see development in all the sectors like primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. If we see development all together in all these three sectors, it can be termed in terms of development. And this is not enough. With that, we will see about the Human Development Index also, under which we will take care about education, health, and national income as well. Now the question arises, how to compare different countries as per the matter of development is concerned. How we can say that this country is in good condition as per development is concerned, that country is in average condition as per development is concerned, or any country is in dull condition as per the matter of development is concerned. For that, several type of measuring rods are made by which we can measure the development, under which the first comes, children, that is national income. When we talk about national income, it refers to the market value of all goods and services. Market value. What do you mean by market value? Market value means the rate at which the commodities are offered in market. It is not all about the rate at which the things are produced, that is factor cost. When we add indirect tax in that factor cost, indirect tax is that in order to produce any commodity, the government imposes several types of taxes over that production unit. So when we add the value of all those production taxes in the total value of cost of production of that commodity as well as marginal profit, then it becomes the market rate. So when we add the market value of all the goods and services, not only goods, services also. You see many types of goods in the market. In the similar way, you can see services also which are produced in the market. These are the services which are produced by doctors, engineers, lawyers, teachers, and different type of professional, and they offer these services at the cost of a kind of economic return. So when we add all these value of market, services as well as goods which are produced in a country in a financial year. Financial year means it starts in our country from 1st April and ends up to 31st March. So between this period, whatever things are offered in the market at market value in terms of goods and services is termed under national income. Next measuring rod is average income, which can be said as per capita income also. So when we talk about average income and per capita income, it is the ratio of total national income of a country with respect to total population. For example, in India, if just suppose that India population is 1 lakh and the per capita income means national income is 10 lakh rupee. So what will be the per capita income? 10 lakh divided by 1 lakh equal to 10 rupee. So means the per person income in India is rupees 10. So these are two measuring rod by which we can measure between two countries that which one is more developed, which one is less developed. Now we will talk about the World Development Report. We will see here that at which position we are all around the world, what is the condition of our nation across the globe as per the World Bank report. So World Development Report, which was published in 2006, brought out by World Bank, it has used the criterion as per capita income for classifying into high income and low income countries, and according to the 2006 report, country which per capita income is 4,53,000 per annum or above it in 2004 are called as rich country. Remember, we are talking about 2006, and that time per capita income, that is 4,53,000 rupee, was a very high amount, and the country which per capita income is 37,000 or less than are called low income country. So what is the position of India? We are at 28,000 rupees per annum. So that is becomes under very low category. Our per capita income is just 28,000 per annum. So we have discussed about per capita income in terms of measuring rod, how it can be used for the comparing between two nations, but it is having a kind of limitation also, children, because national income is not equally distributed among all. A part of society is having a major chunk of this amount. On the other hand, there are someone who are just having a nominal portion of this national income. It can be better understood by seeing this table, children. In that you see country X, where how nicely the income was distributed. Suppose 5 citizens are comprising one country, and each one is having 8,500, 9,500, 8,800, 9,000, 9,200, almost equally distributed. So when you take out the average, it also comes 9,000 rupees, but almost the income is distributed equally. On the other hand, if you see about country Y, the country Y is having, first citizen is having 500, second 500, third 500, fourth 500, but look at the condition of fifth one, 43,000. So when you calculate the average income of country Y, that also comes under 9,000. But is it just in equal situation with country X? Absolutely not. Because in country X, income is not equally distributed, and country X income is just equally distributed, and country Y income is not equally distributed. So which country is in better condition? Country X is in better condition, where income is equally distributed. So we have assumed that they have 5 citizens, and country A is in better condition, country X is in better condition, country Y is not in that much satisfactory situation. Now we will see about economic and human development. Income and human development we will see now. So HDR published by UNDP. UNDP is a part of United Nations which takes care about the level of standard of living of people in different country. United Nations Development organization. It takes care about several types of standard of development in different type of countries. And what are the indicators of human development? Apart from monetary distribution, there are other things also, because money is not all in all by which we can measure development, children. There are some other things also by which the level of development can be measured. So in that, the first thing is infant mortality rate. What is infant mortality rate? It means that how many children dies out of 1000 children in before completion of their first year. Before completion of their first year, how many of them survives? That is also a very nice indicator of development, because in good society, children are taken into intensive care. Proper vaccination system is there, proper looking after system is there, and that is why these children are able to survive in a better way than the children of little less developed area. The second thing is literacy rate. This is also a very important indicator of development, under which we can see if a person is literate, that person is multi-dimensionally helpful for any country. So this is also important, that is, if a country citizen is good as per the health is concerned, that one is also very helpful. Next we will see net attendance ratio. It gives us information about how much percentage of the total children is attending the schools. This is also very important. For that, government have conducted several plans also in our country, but still we have not reached up to a satisfactory situation. So this is also a good condition, good measuring rod by which we can measure human development. Then it comes sex ratio. The country in which there is large of difference between the male and female sex ratio, that country is termed in terms of developed nation, underdeveloped nation. Underdeveloped nation, because in underdeveloped area, the people have a lot of partiality in favor of male child, and that is why they are not favoring the birth of female child. That is why female infecticide system can be seen in several parts of our country, also especially in western part. So this is also a very important indicator. Then it comes life expectancy. That is also called average lifespan of a person in a country. So the minimum age up to which an adult lives life is called life expectancy rate, and it is affected because of several factors. It is affected because of good lifestyle, proper health care, proper facility of hospitality, good medical assistance. If such kind of situations are existing in any nation, definitely the citizen of that nation may be able to survive up to long time. India, the life expectancy for male in 67 years and for female is 72 years. It is not still in satisfactory situation. Children, you can see in Japan, the life expectancy is up to 90 years, and it is just because of better life supporting system in Japan. Life expectancy in India is 68 years according to year 2014. So per capita income is calculated in dollars for all the countries so that it can be compared, because if we compare in different currency as per different countries concerned, we cannot go for good comparison. So that is why first of all we are measuring it in terms of dollar, then we discuss. One very good concept we have developed in terms of real per capita income also. What is real per capita income? Let me tell you. When we keep any year of national income as a base year, and the rate which were prevailing in that year is taken into base year rate, and when we So with that, we are going to finish today's session. In next session, we will discuss about measurement of development, sustainable development, and objective of sustainable development. Till then, it's goodbye. Have a good day, children.